Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Pharmacy Tech Love. This is where you'll be learning everything that you need to know about how to be a pharmacy technician. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Pharmacy Tech Love. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you share my videos. Today, we're going to be going over unit conversions. That was actually my previous video, but I wanted to change it up a little bit and show you how to work it out as word problems. So that's what we're gonna do today. Also, I try to remember to tell you guys this in my videos. Sometimes I forget, but you can visit DenaliRx.com. I will leave it in the description, or I'll try to place it in the comments if I happen to remember. But this is a website that will help you study your brands and generics. Even though I have it here on my YouTube channel, you can find that in the brands and generics section. And it has it 1 through 200. And I actually got those from that website. I am partnered with this company. So you can use my discount code, which is pharmacytechlove. It doesn't matter how you put it in there, it will work. So make sure you check out that website. Now let me tell you a little bit more about it briefly. It does have the top 200 drugs, but this is not just for pharmacy technicians. This is for registered nurses. This is for doctors, LVNs, LPNs, whatever medical field that you're going into, because it's going to help you with math. It does have some math videos on there. It has compounding videos. It has, of course, the brands and generics. It has your controlled substances, your classes, where drugs came from, where penicillin, just different individuals who created vaccines. It has just about everything that you need to get started. And it's only, I think, $19.99 a month, but you will get a 15% discount if you use my discount code. So let's get into the video. Okay, as I said, I have made a video about this, but it was only just discussing the units in a more simpler, it was still the same thing, but it wasn't a word problem. So that's actually what we're going to do. So just to kind of give you a recap over what we went over in the previous video, or you know what, I may just drop a clip from the previous video in here just to catch you up. So that's actually what I'll do. Let's get into the video. All right, so let's get right into it, okay? This is converting measurements, and of course it's about pharmacy. So there's going to be a couple of rules here, but first let me write something down really quick. Well, actually, let's go ahead and go over the rules. This is also for YouTube. This is also for my class as well. Okay, so let's take notes first on how we need to convert these units that I'm going to give to you. So note number 1, when converting a smaller unit to a larger unit, we're going to decrease proportionately. So if we're going from a smaller to a larger unit, we're going to divide by 1,000. Note number 2, when converting larger units to smaller units, we are going to increase proportionately, meaning if we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, we are going to multiply by 1,000. And what I mean by units is, if you have micrograms, this can be tablets, this can be IV, whatever it is, milligrams, and this is the order in which they increase, okay? This is the order in which they increase. This can be grams and then also kilograms. So this is the units increasing. Now today I'm not going to be teaching you going from micrograms to kilograms, or from kilograms to milligrams, or from milligrams all the way to kilograms. We're only going to be moving over 1 unit. And these rules will apply. Okay, these notes will apply. So like I said, this is from smaller to larger. Okay, so micrograms is smaller than milligrams. Milligrams is smaller than grams, and grams is smaller than kilograms. Kilograms is larger than grams. Grams is larger than milligrams. Milligrams is larger than micrograms. And I'll also leave it in the iCard. There'll be like a little white line that comes up here, and you can just click on that if you feel like you need a recap before you get into this. All right, so now it says a newborn baby or a newborn weighs 2,700 grams. What is her weight in kilograms? So we are going grams to kilograms. So this is how I like to write it for my students whenever I go over this. So this is how I'm going to write it for you. So we are going grams to kilograms. That is our goal. And I'm only going to do 5 of these problems since they are word problems. Okay, so now on here, this is your units moving from smaller to larger. So that means micrograms is smaller than milligrams, milligrams is smaller than grams, and grams is smaller than kilograms, okay? All right, so we're not going to be moving any units like micrograms all the way to kilograms. We're only going to be moving back and forth between 1 unit. That's the main reason I have this right here. And if you've watched that previous video, you'll understand this. All right, so we're going from a smaller unit, meaning grams. Well, I have GM, it's the same thing, but I'll still put G just because, since I have it up there. Okay, so we're moving from a smaller unit to a larger unit because grams is smaller than kilograms. So we're going to use this formula right here, okay? If you are moving from a smaller unit to a larger unit, then we are going to divide by 1,000. So here we have 27,000 grams, and we need to divide that by 1,000 in order to convert that into kilograms. So if you will, of course, I already have the answer written down. I just made these problems up. If you will divide 27,000 divided by 1,000, let me take the, well, I'll leave the grams in there, it's fine. So if you divide 27,000 by 1,000, that will give you 2.7 kilograms, all right? 2.7 kilograms. So that's where we are on that one. Let's do another one. Okay, so this is the next one. This one says, if the total dose, like meaning for the day, the total dose is 0.84 grams and the drug has to be given in 4 equal doses. So say for instance the doctor says, okay, this is the amount for the entire day, but I don't want to give the patient the entire dose in one dose, okay? Say for instance they want to give it in 4 equal doses instead, like separating the total dose for the day, but instead into 4 equal doses, okay? So if the total dose is 0.84 grams and the drug has to be given in 4 equal doses, what is the total amount of each dose in milligrams? So first things that we need to figure out is, what are we going to be doing here? Are we going smaller to larger, larger to smaller? Okay, so we're going with grams first because that's what we have. That's what it was written for, 0.84 grams. And we're converting it to milligrams. And I'm going to read this to you one more time. If the total dose is 0.84 grams and the drug has to be given in 4 equal doses, what is the total amount of each dose in milligrams? Okay, so now we have to say, okay, this is a larger unit, which is right here, grams. Then we're moving to milligrams, so that's going to be smaller. So we're moving from larger to smaller, which will be large to smaller. We need to multiply by 1,000. So we're going to take this 0.84 grams and we're going to multiply by 1,000 in order to get our total amount in milligrams. So I'll let you do that. And I have it written down. That is going to be 840 milligrams. That is the total dose for the day, okay? But we don't want to give the patient the entire dose at once. According to this problem, we want to break this dose down into 4 equal doses. So what do you think that we need to do if we need to break it down into 4 equal doses? If you said divide by 4, you are absolutely correct. Okay, so we're going to take our 840 milligrams and we are going to divide that by 4. All right, I'll let everyone get that together. I'm going to bring this answer right down here. That is going to be 210 milligrams per dose. So don't let that trip you up. Because this may be a multiple choice. This may be a multiple choice question, answer, excuse me. So just break your problem down as much as you can. And what I tell my students is always answer the problem for exactly what the question is asking, because they did say each dose. All right, let's go to problem number 3, and we'll have 2 more after that. Okay, we are on question number 3. This one says, how many grams of vancomycin would be required to prepare to prepare 100 capsules of 8.5 milligrams each? Okay, so now this means that we must have in stock only milligram strength, but we need to convert this into grams because it did say how many grams of vancomycin. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we have our 8.5 milligrams, and we need to convert this into grams. So we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. So what do we need to do with this 8.5 milligrams? If we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, we need to divide by 1,000. So we have 8.5 divided by 1,000. I'll let you gather that real quick. If you have 0.0085 grams, okay, now that's not your final answer, okay? That's not your final answer because it says how many grams of vancomycin will be required to prepare 100 capsules, okay? That's what we're trying to figure out of an 8.5 milligrams each, okay? So, all right, so evidently, because I got this problem out of a book that I've read, but I just changed the numbers. So evidently, these were 8.5 milligrams each, okay, at first. But we're needing to know how much this is going to be in grams is what we're needing to know. Everything is going to be converted into grams. Okay, so now each one is going to be worth 0.085. They were. Each capsule was 8.5 milligrams each, okay? But we're not concerned about the 8.5 milligrams each, the milligrams. Now we're wanting to convert this into grams, okay? All right. Okay, so we have our 0.085 grams, and we're basically needing to have that prepared for each capsule, which will be 100 capsules. So now we're going to take the 0.085 grams, and we're just going to simply multiply by 100 because we need 100 capsules, and I'll explain this just a little bit better, okay? All right, so we need 0.85 grams in all. That's exactly what we need. Hopefully you can see the bottom here. Okay, so let's explain this a little bit better. So how this started is that each capsule was worth 8.5 milligrams each, but we didn't need it in milligrams anymore. We needed it in grams. That's all we're doing. So each capsule was 8.5 milligrams, but we needed to convert it into grams, and which we did, which now that's going to be 0.085 grams in each one. Okay, so now we have our 0.085 grams, and we need to multiply that by 100 capsules because that's how many capsules we need. But we also need to know the total amount, okay? Say, for instance, you're in your compounding room, and you have a container of powdered vancomycin. You have a container of powdered vancomycin, okay? And let's say that you have your scale, and say, for instance, the order may have been written for, I'm just trying to think hypothetically here, I'm trying to put myself in this situation. The order may have said to use 8.5 milligrams, but you don't have that in your pharmacy. You don't have it in milligrams, okay? You only have the vancomycin in grams, okay? So instead, you're going to use what you have, of course. So you're going to need to convert, you're going to have to take it out of your mindset that, okay, we don't have this in milligrams, we only have it in grams. So we need to convert our milligrams to grams. And this is with any drug. So now you have done that. Now you have done your converting in your calculator. You have said, okay, I know changing milligrams to grams, or 8.5 milligrams to grams, is now 0.0085 grams, all right? So now, each capsule is going to contain this 0.085 wait a minute, there it is. I did that the last time. Let's change that right there. Glad I saw that. Okay, so now, each capsule is going to contain 0.085 grams. And I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with making capsules, but anywho, you're going to have your capsule machine, and you're going to place 100 little caps inside of this machine. But what you need to take out of your vancomycin bottle in total to make these 100 capsules, you're going to need to put on your scale 0.85 grams in order to make those 100 capsules. Once you have that 0.85 measured out into a container, that's when you start filling your capsules. And you can watch a video on that, on how to fill capsules. I've actually done that in Houston before. But you'll use that total amount, that 0.85 grams, in order to fill all of your 100 capsules that will be in your capsule machine. So that's how you have to think about that. I hope I explained it to you pretty well, because I know some of you are new to this, and you may not, you just may not know this. So I'll try to break it down as far as I can. Okay, let's go into problem number 4. Okay, all right. This one is, I believe you're going to get this one pretty easy. Okay, so this is problem number 4. It says the doctor writes an order for 30 micrograms of a drug. How much will you need if the pharmacy has a stock bottle for only milligrams? Okay, so the doctor writes an order for 30 micrograms, but you only have in stock of whatever drug this is in milligrams. All right, so we're going from micrograms to milligrams. That's the goal. Micrograms to milligrams. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Because we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. So what do we need to do? Divide or multiply? If you said divide, then you're absolutely correct. Let me see if I wrote that down. I didn't write it down, so I'll let you get the answer. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the most important part. So you have 30 micrograms converted into milligrams. So that's smaller to large. I'll go ahead and write it down. So you have 30 divided by 1,000. Okay, I'll let you get your answer. Hopefully everyone has a calculator out. That is going to be 0.03 milligrams. All right, let's go on to number 5. I did switch it up just a little bit on number 5. You're going to have to get 2 answers to get to your main answer. So let's get into it. All right, we are on our last problem, which is problem number 5, and it states a patient receives a prescription for 3.5 grams of an antibiotic. The strength of the tablets that are in stock, whenever I say in stock, that means that this medication is stocked inside of your pharmacy. Okay, the strength of the tablets in stock are 350 milligrams. So this is what you have on your shelf. How many tablets will the patient need? All right, so the prescription was written for 3.5 grams. Ooh. All righty. I'm going to have to come right here because I don't think you can see this part of the board. Okay, so we have 3.5 grams. All righty then. This is the prescription because we have to do a little converting here. That's what we have to do. We have to do a little bit of converting because remember when I said only answer the question for exactly what it's asking for, because they're wanting to know how many tablets will this patient need. But we don't know because right now the order is for grams, but in the end, it's what we have on our shelf is milligrams. So we have to do a little bit of converting. So we have our 3.5 grams, which we need to turn into milligrams. We're going from grams to milligrams. So from a larger unit to a smaller unit, we are going to multiply by 1,000. So we have our 3.5 times 1,000. And I have that written down somewhere. Okay, that'll give us 3,500 milligrams. All right, now we are cooking. Now we have some information. All right, so we have 3,500 milligrams total. And each one of these tablets is worth 350 milligrams. All right, I'm gonna go right here. Let me just step behind the camera to make sure that you guys can see that part. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, so we have our 30, and the way that I like to teach the math in pharmacy, and I don't even know if anyone has ever thought of this before. I try to look at it as, and this is just simple division, but I just try to do it a little bit different. So I'm gonna write it over here. I try to write it as total and each, even though this is just simple division is what that is, simple division. Okay, yeah, you can see that. Okay, so that's how we're going to do this. We're going to take this total amount, which is 3,500 milligrams, and we are going to divide that. Now, none of this is included in this. I don't want you to get confused. Okay. All right. So we're just taking our 3,500 milligrams. I didn't want you to get this 3.5 mixed into this. So we have our 3,500 milligrams. That's the total amount of milligrams, converting that from grams. And we need to take how much each one of those tablets is worth, which each one is worth 350 milligrams. All right? So we have our total amount of milligrams, and we have how much each one of those tablets is worth, total and each. Now, this is just how I teach to help my students. So now we have a total, we're going to need a total of 10 tablets. And make sure you rewind that. Rewind that to make sure that you have that, because you will see questions like that. All right. You guys have a wonderful day, wonderful evening whenever you're watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.